Welcome back to the Mouse Gun Guy. Today we're going to take a look at a gun that I think is a very interesting and unusual gun. This is a Spanish-made gun. The model is called the Sharpshooter, and it's become famous because of a mistake that's made on the inscription. It says Sharpsooter. They left the H out of shooter. And this gun was first introduced in 1919 and was made into the 1920s. But after 1924, they corrected their spelling error and put the H in there. So this one was made in 1923 or before. It has a 7-round magazine. Here's the heel release, typical of the European firearms. There are several different kinds of grips that came with it. These are some of the nicer grips that I've seen. I love the gold medallion inset into these nice wood grips. And I don't know about the finish on these, if this at some point has had some kind of refinishing, but it looks very nice, even though you can see the checkering is worn. It says caliber 6.35. The serial number is also badly worn. It looks like 7760 to me, and I've checked all over. I can't find a serial number anyplace else on the gun. It's fairly large for a 25 caliber, and the very interesting thing about how it's made, other than the misspelling, is it has a tip-up barrel. Now, tip-up barrels were not unusual back in this day. I think of them as a more modern innovation by Beretta and copied by Taurus. But there were several models back in those days that had tip-up barrels, but this is the only Spanish gun that I'm aware of that had a tip-up barrel. And one report I read on the internet said that you cannot retract the slide, that you have to load it this way. And they said after the first shot it functions normally, well, and that just doesn't make sense. That report is in error. It has a really stiff hammer, and the slide does retract, you can see there. So that's really not an issue. But you can load it without having to retract the slide. And it's a very nice, heavy, seems to be well-made firearm. But the Sharpshooter is a very interesting handgun. It has a lion here, looks like, and here, and again on the top of the barrel. The sights, you got a little blade sight and a little groove at the rear. So just another interesting historical firearm in the mouse gun series.